my dears. Hope you're all perfectly fine. Beware of our situation now regarding coronavirus spread throughout the whole world. So, stick to the rules and stay safe at home. I'm the English teacher of grade 2, Miss Nuran Anwar. And now, we're gonna start our interesting session. Today, we're gonna have the selection of lesson 10, Jellies, the life of jellyfish. This text is written by Twig C. George. So, who wrote it? Twig C. George. Okay? So, what's the genre of this text? It's an informational text. So, what is it, guys? It's an informational text. Okay. Why is it an informational text, guys? From the name, it gives facts about a topic. It gives what, guys? Facts about a topic. So, any text that gives facts about a topic called informational text. Okay? Now, let's see our text. If you were a jellyfish, you would have two choices. To go up or to go down. That's it. 2. You wouldn't have a brain, so you couldn't decide what to have for breakfast or where to go for lunch. The ocean currents would carry you along from place to place. This way, you could travel hundreds of miles. Food might pass by you and get caught in your tentacles or not. So guys, if you were a jellyfish, you would have only two choices. For a creature that doesn't have a heart and doesn't have a brain, where to go, from where does it get food? From where should it get food? For where should it go? These things, it can't really process it, 'cause it has no mind. It has no mind at all. It has no brain that works, that thinks. So, how does it get food? Oh, it just was said that food might pass by you and get caught in your tentacles as a jellyfish. So, food might pass by it or get caught by what, guys? What does it catch the food with? What does it catch the food with? Oh, tentacles. Good, guys. Now let's see the other. Sea turtles, dolphins, and whale sharks would try to eat you. You wouldn't worry about it because you couldn't. You would just float on. You would protect yourself with millions of tiny mechanical cells that, when touched by another animal, release a chemical and sting, like a bow and arrow. You wouldn't know if you were stinging a friend or an enemy. You wouldn't even know what a friend or an enemy was. Okay, so sea turtles. There are turtles that live in the sea. There are dolphins, there are whale sharks, right? Okay, we try to eat the jellyfish. So the jellyfish knows the word fear, knows the word worry. No, it doesn't have a brain. It doesn't have a heart, so it can't process these kind of feelings. Okay? It would just float on. Okay? They try to protect themselves with millions of tiny mechanical cells. So guys, what do they protect themselves with? What do they protect themselves with? Oh yeah, with tiny mechanical cells that, when touched by another animals, it releases a chemical that stings. Okay, like a bow and arrow. Okay, you wouldn't know if you are stinging a friend or an enemy. As a jellyfish, it can't process the think or the thought. It can't process the thought of something as an enemy or a friend. It can't know this fact. It doesn't have a brain to think about it. okay? It doesn't even know the concept of an enemy or the concept of a friend, okay? Okay, let's see the other. Jellyfish sting for protection and to catch food. So guys, jellyfish sting for two things, right? Which they are? Yes, protection and yeah, to catch food. Okay, that's all. They don't hunt and they can't chase. They just bump and sting. Bump and sting. That's all. Some jellyfish sting gently. Some jellyfish have a sting so powerful that they are more dangerous than a cobra. These are the Australian box jellies. The Australian boxwood, guys, jellies. A cobra, guys, is a kind of snakes that's very dangerous and very, very long, very big, very huge. Okay? So, the Australian box jellyfish, do you see this blue jellyfish that has long tentacles? These are the Australian box jellies that is very, very, very dangerous than a cobra. Okay? Okay. Little fish swim in and out of the dome of this moon jellyfish. The moon jellyfish had the little fish swim in and out of the dome. The dome, which is the umbrella shape on top of the head of the jellyfish. Okay? Okay, now let's continue. Thimble jellyfish. Thimble jellyfish is this kind of cube-like jellyfish. It's kind of cube-like. Cube-like. Okay, now let's see. Jellyfish are so simple that they look like plastic trash floating in the sea. They look like what, guys? Plastic trash floating in the sea. Okay, so they are so simple or complex? Yeah, simple. Okay. When an animal eats a jellyfish, it stays healthy and strong. When an animal eats plastic, it gets weaker and weaker and eventually dies. Okay, so it's like a nutrition for animals if it was a jellyfish, and it's like something toxic for animals if it was plastic bags, right? Okay. Some jellyfish lie on the shallow bottom in clear, warm seas and grow their own food. These are called upside-down jellyfish. Once they have eaten small bits of algae, just once they can grow more inside their bodies by sitting in the sun. They are their own greenhouse and grocery stores all wrapped up in one. Oh, so guys, there are some jellyfish that grows but upside down. The normal that we saw before, that the umbrella looks to the upside, and the tentacles looks to the down side, right? Okay, now let's try to look at that. This jellyfish is upside down. The tentacles looks upside and the umbrella shape or dome looks downside. Okay, then once they have eaten small bits of algae, just once, they just need to eat a small bits of algae. Algae, guys, is the sea plants. Okay, so algae or the sea plants. Okay, once they eat it, they can grow more inside them by sitting on the sun. So they sit in the sun and grow more plants inside them. They are their own greenhouse. Greenhouse, the house that grows plants inside it. Okay? Okay. That's why they are their own greenhouses and grocery stores all wrapped up in one. Okay? Okay. Now let's see. To be a jellyfish, you need to be shaped like a bell. Oh, so now this passage is describing how a jellyfish look like, right? So, to be a jellyfish, you need to be shaped like a bell, with at least one mouth. At least. That means that they can have more, right? Okay, so with at least one mouth and tentacles. Many animals called jellyfish are really something else. The Portuguese man of war is not a real jellyfish. It has an air-filled bubble instead of a water-filled bell. Oh, so guys, the Portuguese man of war is not really a jellyfish, though it is said about it jellyfish, but it's not. It has an air-filled bubble instead of a water-filled bell. So it's an air bubble instead of a water-filled bell or a dome, like of the jellyfish, right? Yeah, so it isn't really a jellyfish. Okay, now let's see the moon jellyfish. See, it has a bell and a tentacles down, but it's not really that much obvious in the picture. Okay, so jellyfish are almost all water and a little protein. So jellyfish are almost all water and a little protein. They look slimy and disgusting when they wash up on the beach. So jellyfish are almost all water and little protein. They look slimy and disgusting when they wash up on the beach. As it said before, that's what it looks like, the plastic bag on the sea. Okay, now let's see the other. In the sea, jellyfish are beautiful. There are jellyfish as big as basketballs with long red tentacles called West Coast sea nettles. Do you see the West Coast sea nettles, guys? The tentacles looks beautiful and the dome of it looks very beautiful, right? It's colorful, right? Okay, so let's see the other one. There are tiny, elegant jellyfish that look like a blizzard of snowflakes. A blizzard like a storm of snowflakes, like the Icoplera labradorensis. So there are tiny, elegant jellyfish that look like a blizzard of snowflakes. See, guys, in the picture, the Icoplera labradorensis. It looks awesome. It looks like as a snow that's scattered on the sea, and you don't see really the body because it's transparent, right? It looks beautiful. Okay, now let's see the other. Oh, do you see, guys, the Arctic lion's mane jellyfish? Oh, there are jellyfish that grow so big and they are so long as blue whale. Oh, blue whale are so long, guys. They are called Arctic lion's mane jellyfish. They pulse and drift. They eat and reproduce. They live and die, all without a brain or a heart. Oh, so there are jellyfish that grow so big that they are as long as the blue whale. So the length of the jellyfish is diverse, right? It's different from a type to another, right? It can be as long as the blue whale length, right? Okay. And the very long one that its length can be as the blue whale, called Arctic lion's mane jellyfish. Okay. They pulse and drift. They eat and reproduce. They live and die, all without a brain or a heart. So no brain or a heart, but they live and die, eat and reproduce, pulse and drift. Okay, now let's see the other. Do you see, guys, the golden mysterious jellyfish? Do you see its shape? Okay, now let's read the passage. Someday you might be very lucky and see an ocean full of jellyfish, and since you have a brain and a heart, you would know you were seeing something unforgettable, as it's so beautiful, right? Okay, now let's go to our reader's notebook. Okay, open guys, page 143. Opened it? Yes, good guys. Okay, what do jellyfish do? Oh, at the beginning of the text that we have read, it had a saying or an information that told us what? Jellyfish go up and down, they travel in ocean currents, right? They don't have a brain to think where to go. They don't have a brain to think, oh, there is a danger coming. Right? Okay, so they go up and down, they travel on ocean currents. Okay, let's see the next question. What are some parts of a jellyfish? What are jellyfish shaped like? Oh guys, so do we remember the parts of a jellyfish? It said that at least it should have one mouth, right? They have tentacles and a dome bell-like shaped head, right? Yeah, so let's see the next question. What does the author think jellyfish look like when they wash up on the beach? Oh, so on the beach the author thought that jellyfish look slimy. So on the beach the author thought that jellyfish looks what guys? Looks slimy. Okay? So they look slimy on the beach. Let's see the last question. What does the author think jellyfish look like in the sea? Oh, so in the sea they are beautiful and some are very big, right? Okay. So they are beautiful and some are big. Okay, now let's see the next page, page 144. Okay, what does page 144 says? Okay, did you see a jellyfish that you thought was really interesting? Draw a picture of the jellyfish below. Make labels near parts of the jellyfish and tell how the jellyfish looks and acts. I'll leave that for you guys as a homework. Try to draw a jellyfish that looks exactly as the pictures that you saw in our selection today. Okay? Don't forget to point out too the bell-shaped head and the tentacles, and at least add one mouth at the bottom of the jellyfish. Okay? Okay. Jellies, what's the genre of this text? Fantasy or informational text? Can it be fantasy, guys? Oh, of course not, because it happens in real life. It already happens in real life. So it's not really an imagination thing only. Okay, so it is informational text because it gives us what? Gives us information, facts about things in life. Okay, number 2. Do jellyfishes have brain? Yes or no? Yes, exactly, no. It doesn't know where to go. It doesn't know which thing does it have to watch for. Okay? So, the jellyfish catch the food by its hands or tentacles? Oh yeah, tentacles. Good guys. Okay. Number 4. Jellyfish protect themselves by tiny mechanical cells that release chemical when touched that stings, or tiny arms that wrap around its enemy. Oh yes, tiny mechanical cells that release chemical when touched that stings. Okay, let's see question number 5. Jellyfish stings for 2 reasons. Anybody remember it? Oh yes. Okay, let's read our choices first. Swim further and eat, or catch food and protect themselves. Yes, exactly. Catch food and protect themselves. Okay, number 6. Jellyfish are so what? They look like plastic trash floating on the sea. Oh yeah, simple or complex? Yes, exactly, simple. Good guys. Okay, number 7. Which is the most suitable fact about jellyfish? Let's read our choices. They swim freely wherever they think about. Their hearts pumps blood. Or they eat and reproduce, pulse and drift without a heart or a brain. Exactly. They eat and reproduce, pulse and drift without a heart or a brain. Good guys? Okay. Let's see number 8. Jellyfish have no umbrella head or heart and brain. Good guys. Heart and brain. Good guys. Okay. Now I've reached to the end of our session today. So don't forget to do your homework, which is gonna be 143 and 144 in Reader's Notebook plus the uploaded sheet. See you later, safe and sound. Hope you're all perfect.